Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 608. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Yo.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers. Streaming live on Twitch. Join us Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. We are on time tonight. Boom. It's here. Join us, and you'll have some fun. We get to ask us some questions during the podcast. You also get to see hilarious outtakes if we have problems during it. So feel free to jump in and have fun. This is the Moviecast, though, and I want to kick it off with what we've been up to. I enough marketing got to me, and I watched the Predator movie, Prey.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched that. Did anyone else watch that? Corey, did you watch it?
No, I have to do like a workaround because I don't have Hulu at the moment.
Oh, dude, you got to do the Black Friday 99 cents per month. Every Black Friday they do it.
Okay.
I'm paying $1 a month. I know, but I'm paying. I basically just rotate my accounts every year. Like I'm going to cancel this in October. Black Friday they come up again. They do a 99-cent thing. So I've had it for the last 3 years at $1 a month. But anyways, so I'm finally using it now. Yes, so I'm finally using it now more than ever because there's so many ads. But I said last podcast I really was interested in this movie, and it's all
interesting. Yeah.
It's all about the Twitter algorithms. They hear me, and so I kept seeing reviews and opinions on the movie, and I'm like, I kept seeing the ads on TV where I was telling Amanda, I'm like, I'm when you're working, I'm sitting down and watching this. I got to do it. So yesterday I actually sat down and I watched the whole movie, and it was good. It is, I mean, there's no story. It is like, all right, let's go hunting. That's it. It's like that's Predator. It is like hunt or be hunted. That's the theme of the movie. It's I had fun. It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's really looks great actually for a Hulu movie. That's I was very impressed.
I know you like the director too, right? The 10
Who's the director?
Cloverfield Lane guy.
Oh, I did like him a lot. I didn't even know that was him. So I just know that I like the cinematography. So there you go. Look at that. I didn't even know. But I really enjoyed the movie. Like there's a female protagonist, and I thought she did a great job, and the guy who played her brother did a great job. And it's basically they're Native Americans, and they're actually it's about the like 1719's the year, and it's about the Native American people and the way they hunt and everything like that, and you learn about their culture, and it's like supposed to be pretty accurate in terms of the culture. Obviously not the Predator, but the Predator aspect of things was really cool. I really enjoyed it. So for a Predator movie, I really enjoyed it. And
I heard that she like auditioned in both like the Native American language as well as like English.
Apparently. Oh, she did a great job. She did a great job. Like kudos. And I know what I love about Twitter about that part is because you get to see that actress. Like obviously you see her tweets because it's all knows what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? My phone does. So, but you get to see all of a sudden she shows up on my feed and how excited she is that the movie came out and how big it's actually been in terms of reception. So it's exciting for people. It's like Simeon Liu, right? It's just like that in terms of the reactions, and it's so exciting to have somebody new that comes in that was passionate about the role, and they did a great job. And I really enjoyed it. So that's the movie I watched.
Been a while. We got a Predator movie.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun movie. Like, listen, it's not going to it's not going to like blow you away in terms of wow, but it was fun. So, I really hope they can do some alien stuff like this. Just come on, we want the hunt. You know what I mean? It's the same idea, it's just with an alien. It's like the same idea. Alien
versus Predator.
Yeah, that's it. It wasn't based on that, obviously, but it was awesome to have.
I'm saying putting Alien in this, like if you want to do like that crappy Alien vs Predator movies that we got before those. Yeah, they had the formula. It was right there. They didn't even use it.
And they gave it was cool because this happened in 1719, and they made the Predator more primitive, which was cool. So he had a different mask. He couldn't see all of the levels. I think can't Predator like change his visions types? He couldn't do that, and he had like spear shot shoulder cannon instead of like a explosive shoulder cannon. So it was kind of more primitive for him too, which was a cool idea. I thought that was pretty because it's 300 years before we see him in, about 300 years before we see him in Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, advancements occur with everybody. So I enjoyed it, and I watched What We Do in the Shadows. A lot of it, I'm caught up on that show. Hilarious.
Okay.
I just can't recommend it enough. Again, more Hulu stuff. It's on Hulu. It's not Hulu's show, but it's FX. But it's a great show. So that's pretty much it, I think, for me. Like in terms of what I mean, I watch other shows, but that's pretty much content we need for here. Corey, what have you been watching? I watched like Discovery
I haven't
Channel
watched
stuff.
much at all, actually. I think I Logan was on TV, and so I watched
Nice.
that. But
Nice.
yeah, that's a great film. So,
Yeah, Logan was that was a great
but yeah,
finish.
other than that, not much else of note.
All right, Tony.
Finished up The Boys season 3. Overall,
There you go.
pretty good. I personally was disappointed with the way they ended the season, just because. How can I say this? I kind of hate when characters act very like what's
Out
the
of
proper
character?
term? Not out of character, but like they just do things for no reason, or like their justification for something seems really weird. Like you have an objective or a goal or whatever it is, but then this other thing, they're like, oh, well, you're more important right now. I'm like, no, they're not. Why do you think that? Like, there's nothing in the narrative that dictates like the emotions you should be feeling right now, and it just kind of like took me out of the climax there, and I was kind of like, other people liked it from what I've talked to and stuff like that, but I was just like, like I really wanted to see some things shake out a little differently and stuff like that. Yeah. Whatever. The last part of it was really funny, so we'll see. I think the writers do a good job overall in making things fun and funny. So season 4, hopefully. The thing I am concerned about is they could be milking the overarching plot a bit too much. Like, for example, like, Walking Dead, even though later on it didn't even seem to have a plot, but like it started off like, oh, we got to figure out like the origin of the virus, a cure or something like that. And then like for a couple seasons, like they just dragged it on. Like, there's that one dude, like the smart dude and whatnot. Like the
Ethan or something?
Yeah, Ethan or something like that. And they just dragged it out, and then people just eventually forgot about it, and the plot had changed to something else. I just feel like with The Boys, like it's so focused on Homelander, it's just like, well, like, is this show entirely dependent on that character now? Like, I don't know. And stuff like that.
I personally believe so, but I don't know the story from the comics, except for, I don't know anything about the story.
Yeah.
But his character is such, like, when he goes eventually, it should be the end of the show. I really do feel like that should be the end of it for me. Just the way the show has presented him.
Yeah, and I guess that's fine, but with just, like, the universe, I think they could do a whole lot more and stuff like that, but it seems like that maybe not the plan and stuff like that. So, whatever, we'll see. If that is it, like, how many seasons can they really do of that where it's just like, oh, got away again, like, get you next time, gadget, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, that I think that's what happened with Walking Dead. Like,
absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. It's just, I just stopped caring. I just stopped caring.
I didn't know you were talking about the same exact thing as that. I thought you meant like the same. Okay, I misunderstood what you meant earlier. Then I thought you were.
No, like that's the thing is like how many seasons were dedicated to like finding a cure or the cause of the virus? Like four seasons, 5, and then like eventually it's just like I don't even care. Like what?
I thought there was by the end of the first season. They were over that.
No, they went on for at least 2 more.
There was that one guy that had like the cure or whatever, and that they were trying to protect because he knew something, or whatever. And it turned out he didn't know shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe it's not The Walking Dead. I'm thinking like, it's dependent upon the villain, and like we mentioned it last week with like the Flash too. Remember the Flash like had a good season. Like it was the first 2 seasons were great because it had a great villain, and like I feel like that show peaked then, and. This show, I don't know how they would bring it, give us something more than what Homelander's giving us. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's just my personal thing on it. We'll see. I'll judge it overall when it's finally done. I can't take too many more of like if this is a 10-season series, I'm just going to be like, that's pathetic. Like, that's just fucking too much, Like, you need to end it, again, when I always say this, where it's like, I want a little bit more, but like not to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm done with this. Like it just Walking Dead
that's
again.
what I'm saying happened with The Walking Dead.
Right,
Like,
right.
6 seasons in, I'm like, I can't keep doing the same.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't keep doing the circle.
Yeah, the
every
song,
time.
the song and dance.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, Mike, what have you been watching?
Nothing.
Good addition. There we go. No, baseball. Yeah, failing Yankees. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, man. It's okay. You guys are still in the playoffs, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I have full confidence it's Mets Yankees World Series. Full confidence.
We'll see.
Yeah. So that's what I've been also watching so much this week was baseball. We had a huge Mets series this weekend, so that was 4 days of my time watching that. So that kind of eats up your time. But anyways, let's get into some box office news. I have to get the box office opened. Oh my gosh, it's been a crazy week.
It's Tuesday.
Weekends. Yeah, I know. I got wedding stuff I've been working on all week. It's been nuts. Absolutely nuts.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, it's been nuts.
You can't...
All right. Oh, I did see. That's all I did see. I'm sorry. I saw League of Super Pets. I saw League of Super Pets. So I have a 9-year-old. We're gonna go see this movie. You know what I mean? Like, have to go see it. I got a fiance who who loves pets. So like, definitely it was an easy go watch of this. I didn't think it was that great. So there wasn't much fun to be had for like adults. Like, you know how animated movies can do that. I just didn't. It wasn't boring.
You don't need to
It wasn't
justify it
that
to
bad,
us. I'll just
but
take
it
your
was,
opinion.
It was fine. However, I will say, now that I'm remembering more stuff, Apple TV Plus has a movie called Lucky, which is about a girl and a cat. That we watched, and that was great. Like, that was really good. Had some Up vibes, and you didn't expect that, and I was like, ooh, okay. Very, very good movie. So I would also recommend. I did see a whole bunch of stuff you forget, But the DC League of Super Pets. Anyways, the box office, that's what reminded me, because that was in second. And I was like, I did see that. So, it is what it is. The Rock was The Rock. You can tell it was him.
Was it Bullet Train came out?
Bullet Train came out.
Bullet Train was number 1 at 30 million. DC League of Super Pets was 11. Nope, 8.5. Thor was 7.7, and Minions was 7. Top Gun's still at 7 million as well.
Yeah, I think Minions just beat
or something.
Yeah,
it
for
did
domestic.
just pass domestic.
For domestic, I think Minions is crossed 1 billion now worldwide or something like that.
Did it really?
I think so.
I mean, it's 333 domestic. Yeah, Top Gun's at 662.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus.
Top Gun is coming back to big screen theaters this Friday.
Wouldn't it be?
It's like my phone
not?
hears me, because I just got AMC's message. They just sent me a message. Come see Top Gun and get a free poster. I'm like, oh. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Jesus, man, that is insane how good Top Gun's done.
Yeah, you should fucking see it this weekend, man.
I should go see it this week. Yeah, I got. Hey, Saturday's wide open, so I think I'm gonna go. If it's still in the theaters, I might as well see it Saturday.
Yeah,
as well.
Barring my house falling down, which has not been great, but home ownership.
I'll probably try to see it this weekend if I can.
Yeah,
it's a really good movie, man. It is such a fun movie.
I know. I gotta go see it. I thought at this point I'm like, well, I'll wait for it to just watch it at home, but because it's doing that push again in the theaters, I'm like, I think I gotta go now. So,
I'm sorry,
right.
Minions isn't at 1 billion. It's 760 million worldwide,
Okay.
but it looks like it's on track for 1 billion.
Yeah,
or close
it's
to.
gonna make that. All right. Let's see what else we got in the news here. Oh, let's go to the news. I'm sorry. That was your box office. Okay, last week we had a lot of news breaking. I think it was HBO canceling Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about that. Well, apparently it's not Warner Brothers doing all this. It's Discovery, because they're merging as companies. And we knew about this.
Yeah, we did.
But we didn't know what the plan was, and now apparently that's becoming.
Does anybody know the plan? Doesn't seem like.
Does Warner Brothers ever have a plan?
One guy has his own plan, who's in charge of stuff, and that's it.
Yeah,
well,
so
he's the CEO.
He's the only one who knows. One guy, his plan.
It looks like Discovery is going to just absorb HBO Max into it, and give us like a tab in Discovery for HBO.
Yep.
What that's going to do, though, and people are like, "Oh, that's great value for Discovery," and that's my first impressions were, because I always pay for Discovery because of my household loves that network. So yeah, we pay monthly for the subscription for Discovery Plus, and we get good value out of it. So I'm like, oh, this is great. That was my first
I
reaction.
didn't even know that existed at this point.
Oh, it's great. No, I watched what is it? Expedition Unknown, which Josh Gates quite a bit. I love that show. But
Okay.
and some older stuff. Like there's some older stuff I used to watch with my grandmother that I see on there. I'm gonna have to watch it, like Guy Fieri stuff. But this is not a good thing, because Discovery, while it's absorbing HBO, it's cutting its content because it doesn't need the originals that HBO is giving us, and it looks like Harley Quinn, the animated series, which needs to survive as a great show, and is coming. I was going to cancel by HBO Max, and I realized I think that's coming this month, right? The Harley Quinn season 3.
I think.
Oh, is it? Okay. I think it's
either,
almost out. It's almost out.
Oh.
I don't think it's out now. I think it's next week. But I might be wrong about that.
It's this month for sure. But I thought
because I was going to cancel, but I'm like, no, I have to watch this show. So I love that show. It's a great show. I'm glad that's not affected, and neither is Peacemaker. So like the DC shows, but there's a lot of
for now. For now,
yeah.
I mean, they canceled the Scooby Doo movie that was, or the animated thing that was done. They recorded everything, music and
why is
like it just
why are you canceling this stuff? Just release the content. What
it's
does it
all
cost
about
you?
taxes. That's why.
Oh, is it? Is that what the answer was finally?
The Batgirl.
Well, that's what Batgirl was. I don't know what. I assume
but,
Scooby Doo's the same thing.
Probably. It was July 28th. Harley Quinn.
Oh, it was. Oh, okay. So it is. I can watch that. I'm gonna start watching that then this week.
But yeah, Batgirl is apparently all about taxes, and that's why it cannot ever see the light of day, because otherwise they forfeit the tax breaks they're getting for canceling it.
That's the same thing with Scoob.
Possibly. I mean, I would assume they're cutting this stuff all because of, financial documentation.
It sucks because stuff is done, and look, I'm not Batgirl could have been fucking terrible. It absolutely could have been. Don't get me wrong, and so could have Scoob. But I do know, there's a lot of people out there that would have watched Batgirl. A lot of people that would have just watched it. With Michael Keaton attached to it, it would have been watched. And I know that Scoob, the original, did pretty well. I would assume the follow-up would have done pretty good.
It has nothing to do with making non-fiduciary sense. It's all about the new CEO, what's his name? Zasla? I forget his name.
Zasla? Yeah,
I've
seen him.
That. He's an old white guy, greedy piece of shit. Basically the Ike Perlmutter of Discovery now, and now he's in charge of HBO, and he's just taking scissors and cutting things because that's the fastest way to profitability, stuff like that. But then they gave you these bullshit projections to investors that don't make any sense. It's like, we're cutting all this content, and but numbers are going to be up next year and stuff like that. It's like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Their stock plunged.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. They deserve to. I mean,
yeah.
How you're trying to grow a platform for streaming content and stuff like that, and then you announce all these things are getting canceled. They even said overall that they are cutting animation content and kids content.
That's the thing I was upset about, because I will tell you that right now, my daughter here watches Warner Brothers, their Bugs Bunny stuff. They have the new Looney Tunes show. She loves that show. Absolutely loves it. Watches it nonstop, and it's probably cut, I would assume, right? It's probably gone.
I'm just saying.
I mean, she's not going to realize it's not coming back, but you know what I mean. It's still you can kind of hype these kids up with new episodes of things, and it's just that's gone probably. It's I don't know. It's all about the bottom line. And it always is. I don't care what anybody tells you. It always is. But to make it this blatantly obvious, I'm not. It's not great. It's not a great showing. You know what I mean? It's not a great presentation. It's not a good look. Thank you, Corey. That's the phrase I was looking for.
It's a terrible look, and it's unfortunate because HBO Max over the pandemic, the past 2 years or whatever it's been, really made strides into becoming a worthwhile platform. It just seems like the new CEO and his cronies, it's just like, fuck it all, flush it down the toilet, fuck you, honestly, it's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so bad. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the other thing. It took they had to absorb the DC whatever it was called. I don't fucking remember at this point now.
Yeah, I thought it was
DCU or something like something like that. And it's like, okay, cool. And then at least they had the movies that they were putting.
That was actually good value then.
No, it was.
the DC
Yeah.
stuff. You got the
I mean,
anime
the-
in there. You had all the HBO originals, and yeah, you had the backlog of HBO stuff you could watch.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Like I've been paying, like, it was discounted rate this year. I've been paying $12 a month for the show, for the HBO Max this year, and for most, like, up till May, I think I was using it quite a bit.
How much
in
is
terms of,
this?
because they had a lot of
Yeah.
new release movies, and then everything kind of phased out, and I'm like, where's the content?
How much is HBO or Discovery a month?
$6.99?
How much?
It's $6.99.
There's no way that's.
Oh, I know. My thought was, like, this is going to be great because I can, like, probably still save money based on that, but I don't want to lose the content.
They're gonna combine the costs. Yeah, they're gonna combine the costs. There's no way. There's no way they're even gonna charge you the HBO Max price. They are increasing the prices. I guarantee it.
Well, I bet
Next
you.
year,
No,
I
but I bet you
guarantee
I could be. I bet you it could be like $15 a month for both content items.
Yeah,
And
I
it is
mean, it
usually
sounds
$15
reasonable, but you're still getting less next year than you were.
That's the
for the
problem.
past year.
That's the problem. Yeah.
So
No, I get it.
It's just a bad
and
luck.
that's the
It's
frustrating
stupid.
part.
And the other thing is too is I posted here that they're stopping the 45-day window from theatrical release to HBO Max release.
We're just going backwards, folks.
Going backwards.
Going
I love it.
Can't take the new ideas. Can't do it. We can't do this.
No.
You know. That was, as you mentioned, like, just 5 minutes ago, they were making awesome strides in terms of, like, us getting content at home and subscription, like, making it worth value, and, like, getting these movies. Like, again, I just talked about Top Gun. Like, I'm not saying I'm not saying that movie should have released at home by now, but I'm just saying, like, it would have been cool to watch some of these movies that come out in the theaters that are not movies I'd pay like $20 a ticket to go see on the subscription service in 45 days. And you know that. Like, you can't tell me that their department, their eggheads over there that follow the numbers, don't know what movies are going to be like that. The value, you know what I mean? The movies that they can just put on there.
Weird, because you look at these other streaming platforms that are becoming more successful, and you look at what they're doing, and then Warner Bros. Is doing the exact opposite. Like,
Well,
like,
I mean,
oh, this is not how you be successful. Like, oh, now we can't survive, so now we have to do this. Well,
yeah,
let's just keep going reverse, and then now we can't survive.
And
they keep having to merge because they can't afford. They're not succeeding. So, like, let's just keep doing what we've been doing.
Yeah, because I mean, even before it was it was like what, AOL Time Warner and stuff like that. It's a fucking mess. And like it's just a stark contrast too, because just weeks ago at Comic-Con, we had Marvel and Disney Plus announcing, hey, there's a new Spider-Man cartoon. Hey, we're bringing the X-Men 90s cartoon back and making a new season of that. And something else I forget.
I Am Groot.
Just all this content coming, and it just you just feel as a customer you're getting more and more content, regardless if it appeals to you or not. Like, you can at least be like, oh, well,
like,
more content.
Like, even
like
to a lesser extent, like
Netflix's
Netflix's cost is pretty high, but somebody can tell me the value is there for them. I get it. Like, there's so much stuff on Netflix to watch, older stuff, originals. Like, there's so much content, and Disney has that same thing. Disney has, like, super value of things right now, where I'm waiting for them to raise the price, because it's a steal in my opinion right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a steal right now, and I understand it. It's a drug. They're just getting us hooked so that you have to keep paying the subscription. I get it, but, like, there's no attachment to, like, HBO Max. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, there's just nothing for me to. There's nothing there. Like, if Harley Quinn was not being released right now, I would have canceled, and that would have been it. And I would have probably waited until it was finished releasing, because I think it's weekly release, and then I would have just resubscribed. But
the problem is there is and there was, but now there won't be. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff on there, mostly the originals, and I still need to see Peacemaker. Titans is sort of a mess, but it was fun to watch. Doom Patrol, very complicated, fun to watch, interesting original show. Harley Quinn, people really like that. And then you have the backlog as well, and a lot of those animated, DC stuff, even going back to when they were good, is all on there as well. Yeah, Batman animated series, all this stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff on there that's good. But now what's gonna be there going forward? Who knows?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, who knows? And that's the problem with Warner Brothers in general. Sums it up. Who knows, right? I mean, that pretty much sums up that company. Which brings me to Ezra Miller for the umpteenth time.
Oh God.
they apparently were caught, not caught yet apparently, but charged with theft of breaking in somebody's house.
Theft.
Burglary.
Unbelievable.
Way over there.
It is ridiculous.
A long, strange trip. Just to get bottles of alcohol, I think, too, right?
Something like that.
They clearly need so much help right now. I'm so done with Ezra Miller. Like, I don't want to see them on the screen.
It's crazy because this is days after.
I think we're going to.
Again,
we're going to.
The Warner Brothers, Warner Brothers investment, press release, investor call and stuff like that. They said, Flash, Aquaman, all that's coming along, just great and stuff like that. Speeding along, I think was actually the term. And it's just like Warner Brothers is sticking their fingers in their ear and being like, we don't read anything about Ezra, just the Flash coming out next year. And the story keeps getting worse, worse.
Yeah.
Like, is it gonna just end with them killing somebody before they're like, oh yeah, we gotta do something about this.
When that movie finally bombs and releases, they're going to be like, oh, I don't know. It was timing, I guess. I don't know why, but maybe this universe is not worth making out of, not worth making. They'll give us some excuse that has nothing to do with the main actor. Nothing to do with them. It's just
if they're going to flush $90 million down the toilet and, not release Batgirl,
that's what I mean. Like, that movie's done.
Flash is still coming. That's the thing, is it is still on the way.
They haven't
canceled that yet.
Because you get the feeling that's the thing that's it for them. That's what everything is invested in, and it doesn't matter what happens. It's going to release. Hopefully, it's obviously it's going to be a swan song. You would think for that actor, and you can pin something on the end to replace Ezra. Hopefully, but they're going to release it. It's coming. We're going to watch. Oh, yeah. It's going to be out.
Yeah. So. We'll see what Warner Brothers ends up doing or not doing here, but not a good look. Let's talk about not good looks as well from Amazon. So hit Amazon now. They have the Lord of the Rings show coming out soon. I've kind of been excited to see this, actually. Yeah, I've been kind of excited. Apparently, they completely ghosted Peter Jackson. Like, the reason why Lord of the Rings is what it is in the cinema today. Obviously, he didn't write the books. I'm just saying that what it is in this, on screen.
Yeah, but he also did the Hobbit, so kind of.
I understand that.
But... Is this meant to be in the same universe as the films?
Mm-hmm.
It's a prequel, yeah.
Okay, I thought it was.
I didn't know.
Another adaptation of.
They asked him. They originally asked him to help them with the show, and then never got back to him about what he was supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't know. This to me is. It's like if you bring it up, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that's weird and sucks and strange, but I don't know, I don't really find this news.
I do. I feel like it's listen. It's like
you think it's a bad sign for the show?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
I do actually. I do think it's a bad. That's the.
But then what about the Hobbit? I mean, he was attacked. He did the Hobbit.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and your argument is very valid.
It's very valid.
It is very valid.
I mean, the thing that I'd be more concerned with is that they totally. Botched the Wheel of Time. So what gives you any
well, I was already
that
questionable.
Good here,
but see, that's the point.
I was that didn't even exist in the first place. This is just based on notes, right?
I was already skeptic, Corey. That's the point. And now I'm reading this news, and that's why I put it on.
Is it the same? Is it the same showrunners?
No,
no, but it's
just Amazon's attachment.
Yeah, but that's saying Warner Brothers made Suicide Squad 2016. So same studios.
It's also saying Netflix made Squid Game, so I'm excited for something else they're coming out with.
I get it.
The companies attached to something that usually have something good. That's all I'm saying is they're taking a book series and putting it on television.
Yeah. I get
they're
that.
using, so it's just there's parallels there. I'm just concerned with that.
I'd be concerned too, but I mean after the Hobbit, it's whatever.
I'm also not. Yeah. I don't necessarily care about this Ring of Power stuff because it's not
as big.
It's not based on the books at all. So.
Wheel of Time for me was the big thing, but yeah, I mean that's my concern. But
this really reminds me of that Game of Thrones prequel too. I have no.
Yeah, I keep seeing things about it. I'm just you're not gonna get me back ever. I don't care.
Yeah. All right, and lastly, we've got a bizarre announcement. Bizarre. This is the bizarre news today. That's what it is. Just bizarre news. Sorry, folks. Live action Pac-Man movie in the works from Wayfarer and Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
At first I thought it was Wayfarer, and I'm like, isn't that the furniture company? And then I realized, okay, no, that's Wayfarer. Okay. So live action? I mean, CG.
They got his, like,
are we doing Sonic?
piece
We're doing
of it
Sonic?
in that Adam Sandler Pixels movie, right?
Yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
now we're getting the actual.
I mean,
Pac-Man had a cartoon back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
Pac Fever,
Yeah.
Pac Mania, whatever it was called back in the day.
yeah. You guys just reminded me that I watched Chip and Dale finally as well, and because I just thought about the Ugly Sonic, ugly from that movie, and I'm like, I don't know why I just thought about that with this, but that's what I'm thinking. Like, this has to be like Sonic, right? I mean, that's what they're going for here.
Yeah,
but
I assume so.
what with Pac-Man? I'm like, I don't know how that works. Like, he's not.
It's a kid's character. It's an easy sell for kids. I mean, and it can't. It's not hard to animate. He's a sphere, you know.
He's a sphere.
He's a sphere.
Sphere with a triangle in him.
Yeah.
And then you get a little cut.
But do kids give a fuck about Pac-Man now?
No, that's the idea.
I don't know about kids,
but did they care about
No,
Sonic beforehand?
there's been Sonic shit constantly since then. There's been cartoons, there's been TV shows constantly. Yes,
I would argue they
been
didn't care about Sonic beforehand.
No, they did.
Kids,
There's
like
been
you. I mean,
Sonic.
listen, the older groups,
People
the
care more about
20.
Sonic than Pac-Man.
Sure, I will give you that, but I don't think it's not that big of a leap, honestly.
I don't know.
I don't.
mean,
Pac-Man's not even a character. Sonic's been a constant brand since his.
I would argue, in terms of franchise recognition, it's about the same.
No.
You're right. There may not be anything recently from. Yeah, like if you mention Pac-Man to people, they know who the hell you can rent. Yeah, exactly. And Sonic the Hedgehog.
What about a kid? Try a kid. Try someone 15 or younger.
Sure. I will pull a 9-year-old. Not now, but soon. By next podcast, I will pull a 9-year-old. How about that? If they know who Pac-Man is, and they know who Sonic is now, thanks to the movie. She didn't know who Sonic was beforehand. I would see if they know who Pac-Man is, because there have been mobile games with Pac-Man, and that's more kid. There are more kids playing mobile games. Mobile games.
It's been mobile
Sonic's
Sonic
been in a
games.
racing game where he doesn't even run in it.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So yeah, I don't know. I get it. I'm okay with
Sonic 3 is coming out 2024.
Yes, yeah, it was the other news we posted here. I'm psyched for it. Absolutely. It looks great. It looks the first and second one were great. So I'm excited for that.
Psyched feels strong for me. I liked it enough, and I expect to like it enough going forward.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit.
Fun.
And listen, Sonic's not. I'm interested to see what this Mario movie comes out to be, because that's the character I would love to see do justice, but I'm not happy with the voice actor, so who knows?
It's just Chris Pratt. I mean, I get it. I'm bitter about that too, but I think the rest of the voice lineup is solid.
But I don't really understand.
That's Illumination, right, Tony?
Yeah.
I mean, they got the right studio, clearly. They've been on a roll. Yeah. It's just, I mean, that makes me more positive for it, but.
What are Mario's character traits? Being a dick to Luigi? Like,
he's just a heroic average dude. He's just an average Joe.
A stereotype, like, which he can't even be now because his voice isn't going to be a ridiculous stereotype.
Yeah.
So what's the point? He can't dream
about.
He can't dream about lasagna.
Why are you analyzing these kids' movies? Like Sonic's whole thing is what? He's edgy and goes fast. That's not really a deep personality.
Yeah, but it's known. You know, there's like something there.
What's there? What is there?
Like a best-selling game. Like, I don't know.
What is there?
But he has no character. He's not a character. He doesn't. Like,
he's
no one.
Character. What are you talking about?
There's no character traits to him other than being a stereotype.
I don't know.
And they're not going to let him be a stereotype. So I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't disagree anymore. But whatever. We don't have to talk about that.
No, we're good. So I mean, that's pretty much it for the news. But I will say that I actually enjoyed Chip and Dale quite a bit. That was fun. And I really don't have any. I remember you talking about the cameos. I'm like, I have no idea how they pulled that off.
It's insane. It really is insane.
And then they had Roger Rabbit clearly, and I'm like, it reminded me of Roger Rabbit, the movie. I'm like, it couldn't be done anymore. You know what I mean? Like that movie couldn't be made. And I'm like, they did something in this where they almost pulled that off. Essentially, it was impressive. It was very impressive. Granted, Disney owns so much of those properties, but like Voltron? I'm like, Jesus, like,
Yeah.
where did that come from? So I did enjoy Chip and Dale quite a bit. I thought that was a fun movie.
Yep.
And Ugly Sonic was great. And you forgot how bad Sonic looked. I mean, I forgot until I saw that. And it was great when you have a 9-year-old who had no idea that was like.
She didn't know that was Sonic?
No,
Oh,
she's
that's weird.
She's like, who's that? And I'm like, that's Sonic. And she's like, no, it's not. I'm like, no, that's Sonic. And she's like, no. Then I had to explain to her the entire saga of what happened with Sonic. And she's like, that's what they were gonna do. And I'm like, that's what they were gonna do.
Oh god,
it was unbelievable conversation. It was like
one of the characters, if he's like, please don't smile, like, please don't show your teeth.
And I love in that movie where they zoomed in on the teeth, and I'm just like, wow, they really just pulled it all out. They just know exactly what the problem were. Very enjoyable. But
oh god.
All right, that's gonna wrap up this episode of the Moviecast. Though, thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been fun. Again, we're streaming on Twitch Tuesday nights. We have a Gamecast coming up next, so please join us for that. YouTube the following day, streaming on Spotify and iTunes following after that. So the audio, obviously. We'll see you guys soon, and we're out.